The year is 2020. You don't include paper stickers on glass. Gosh. Good people, I think it's time we kick off the year with a fresh case video. Here we have the Snowblind case from iBuyPower, which by popular demand is now available to purchase as a standalone case. This is a very special NZXT S340 rebrand because iBuyPower put a transparent TN display on the side panel, and I'm going to attempt to game on it. Yep, wish me luck.
Want to step up your airflow game? Look no further than the Masterfan SF120M from Coolermaster, featuring a damping frame designed to ensure stability, a connected fan blade designed for optimal cooling performance, and an anti-vibration motor that ensures better acoustics. It's very simple to install and it comes with 3 fan speed controls. Check it out down below.
So this is my first time with an iBuyPower product. The Snowblind element case is $149, which is a bit pricey for the S340, but given the LCD update, it is somewhat worth it. The original price, however, of $299 is insane for reasons I will get to in a bit. So let me go over the fun stuff first. Once you plug everything in and power on the system, you have to rotate the display in portrait mode, as that is the correct orientation for the panel, and it will simply show up as a secondary display with 1024 by 1280 resolution at 60 Hz. You don't need any apps for this to work properly, but when it comes to customization, you can download the Snowblind application in which you can actually maneuver system statistics like your CPU temperature, CPU usage, GPU usage, clock, for example, and I have positioned all that information near the power supply shroud because that is where it's most visible. Now, aside from having a transparent LCD applied to the glass, 3 sides of the panel also have incredibly bright white LEDs acting as backlight, and you can see the image is more visible in the lower section where the shroud is closer to the panel. This is very cool, and iBuyPower recommends white or silver hardware components to create the best visual contrast, and of course, since the LCD is transparent, all of your hardware is visible. But one interesting byproduct of all this lighting on the inside of the case is massive exterior spill from literally any crevice that is open on the chassis, which is kind of cool, but it's also a little bit over the top. And I gotta be honest with you guys, while this whole thing is very gimmicky and I would not purchase this for myself, it is extremely fun to play with. So you can create animated wallpapers using Wallpaper Engine from Steam. You can have system statistics on the side of your case. You can have digital art. I had Twitter open in the bottom part of the shroud. And since this is not controlled by some sort of application, as it is literally seen as a second display on your PC, you can put anything you want on it. You're not limited to any particular application. And I really wanted to see if I could actually game on this thing. Now, the transparency effect does not help with clarity of the image, but if I open the side panel facing a white wall, that's how we get a usable display out of this thing. The viewing angles are pretty terrible and resolution is a bit low, but it works and runs at 60 Hz. For CSGO, for example, I get tunnel vision because of the aspect ratio, but as iBuyPower intended, its usage should focus on displaying cool graphics on the side of your case and not really venturing or using this thing as a gaming display. Of course, unless you have some fun with it, like playing Tetris on the side and maybe other 2D games, but in its normal state, even with lighter hardware inside, it is kind of hard to make out the details of the visuals unless you have the side panel actually open and facing a white wall. So gaming on this thing is not recommended, but lots of abstract ideas that you can display on the side of the case, and that is actually pretty awesome. And so now a little bit more about the actual case. The exterior is glass, plastic, and steel with some color variations between the white, like the plastic one is a bit more yellow. The front panel has a see-through section to reveal the fans and magnetic dust filter. This is the same spaced out panel as we saw with the S340, so you better populate the top fan for exhaust. That will definitely improve temperatures. A dust filter is included for this area as well. The I/O unfortunately does not include the Type-C port. I guess this is expected since the Element case was first launched in 2018. All 3 fans have built-in white illumination, with the front 2 units powered by a Molex splitter that is complete garbage and would not power up one of my fans, so throw this thing out to avoid any headaches. 2 PCI slot covers are missing, but with thumb screws in place, and this is intentional since a GPU will occupy that space anyway, while the interior is almost identical to the original S340 with the cable bar, 2 SSD caddies on top of the shroud, ATX motherboard support, and a few additives. The first strange inclusion is the plastic fan shroud behind front fans, and we normally see this in front panels to eliminate noise, but here it's a massive airflow choke for the sake of aesthetics. It's here to prevent fan illumination from shining behind the LCD panel and making that whole thing look horrible, but why not just include standard black fans for the sake of better performance? I don't know. The second additive is the LCD display module installed in one of the PCI slots. Now, iBuyPower does not recommend removing the side panel during assembly, as the cable connecting the two is long enough to swivel the side panel to its maximum position with the case lying down. Then you'd connect the LCD with the included DVI to DP cable into your graphics card for it to show up as a secondary monitor. Having said all that, the TN LCD on my model has application imperfections that are visible, and also large particles between the LCD and the glass, so it's not a high-end product, which is why the original price of $299 is absolutely insane. But I can see iterations of this design becoming a bit more popular in the future. For example, at CES we already saw Corsair's Capellix LED film applied on tempered glass, and it looked really awesome, and with higher density LEDs, the future of case customization is going to be pretty unique. However, LCD on the side of the panel of the case, I'm not sure I'm convinced. I'm definitely not the target audience for this enclosure, definitely not something for me, but if you love the design of an LCD on the side panel, what would you display? I'm interested to read all your suggestions and creative comments below. Anyway guys, thanks so much for watching, make sure to subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the next video.